Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/Entitled People. In today's episode, entitled neighbor demands my Wi-Fi password. Am I acting entitled? Starting to feel like it. I successfully shamed a mom and kid with loud phones to turn them down. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Entitled neighbor demands my Wi-Fi password. I have a neighbor who is not wrapped too tight. We share a wall in our apartments, so I hear her often yelling at her pictures. Yes, she yells at pictures of her family rehashing old arguments. It's her therapy. The name of my Wi-Fi network is my nickname, which she has heard my family call me over the years. She doesn't have Wi-Fi, just Ethernet, so one day she wanted to try Wi-Fi for her phone. She sees my network with my nickname, then calls me over confused because she isn't able to connect to it. I explain that my Wi-Fi is password protected so no one can access it. She asks for the password and I tell her no. She starts giving me a sob story about how she needs it because she got a new job and she needs internet access for her phone. I don't understand how that would help her outside of the home, but didn't argue with her. I just explained she will need a router from her ISP if she wants Wi-Fi. She asked if there was a cost associated to it. I said I'm sure there is, and then she started to complain that she doesn't make that much money and why couldn't I share since I make so much money, her assumption. I told her that since I work from home I cannot share Wi-Fi because I need to have a secure network due to the sensitivity of the documents I access. She seemed satisfied with that. LOL. Wow. I'm glad she backed off for the moment, but that you can give me things because you have money entitlement is so ingrained in some people. She actually called me over to tell me she couldn't leech my Wi-Fi. I had a roommate try to do that. She claimed that she didn't use Wi-Fi much so she didn't want to pay for it. Fine, I paid for Wi-Fi for myself and didn't give her the password, so why did she knock on my door telling me she couldn't get on my Wi-Fi because she didn't know the password? LOL. I informed her that she couldn't use it without contributing some dollar which she begrudgingly accepted. My roommate decided we could just steal a neighbor's Wi-Fi that was unlocked. Until my roommate started gaming on it and blew his data limits. Shockingly, suddenly the Wi-Fi needed a password. Once a neighbor asked me for my Wi-Fi password. He really didn't expect the no. That was funny. He also wanted to tell me something about his costs of moving. I just wished him a nice evening. You see, he spent so much money on moving that you should cover some of his expenses now. We have all the Wi-Fi passwords of our neighbors and they have ours. We use it as a precaution if someone's goes down for X reason we can use the other one until it comes back online. To be fair though, we are only 3 apartments and we are friends and all work at jobs that interact with each other's, so we know that they are secured lines. Change Wi-Fi name to the same name as the picture she argues with the most. Mine is Kovacs 5G to freak out my Lauren Boebert supporting neighbor. Why am I cackling so hard at this? I have a friend who lives in a no-internet black hole. Phone coverage is sketchy, and neither the 2 big companies nor the smallest ISPs cover her. And it's literally just her house. Her neighbors can get internet, she can't. We tried looking it up for her because we couldn't believe it, but it's true. There is a house in New Orleans that cannot get internet. She got new neighbors and talked to them as they moved in. She pays for their internet. We helped her set up an extender so the internet goes to her house. She has internet. That's the way to use your neighbor's internet. I'm guessing she'd be also shocked that the Wi-Fi wouldn't work on her phone once she leaves her home. Wi-Fi not the same as mobile data. While there's a definite sense of entitlement in "you're rich so you should share," she mostly sounds technologically ignorant. Perhaps. She once asked me to plan her entire vacation for her with specific hotel room accommodations and airplane requests, all within a particular budget. I gave her the number to a travel agency. See, This is exactly why Wi-Fi router names should be completely anonymous. Everybody in the local area can see it, so might as well name it something nobody would associate you with. Mine was set to Natalie for years. As a 6-foot bald man no one guessed, lol. One of the neighbors at my apartment named their Wi-Fi literally just their full email address. I emailed them to let them know that's probably not a good idea, but they've never responded and they never changed it. She doesn't understand how internet access works. If she asked for that, Ethernet is just the landline, Wi-Fi is just the wireless version. It's on her for not having the router for wireless. Good thing you didn't back down. Nobody has a neighbor with so much money compared to them. If they did, they'd be living in a different neighborhood. This is true for all income brackets. Am I acting entitled? Starting to feel like it. So I am financially okay. One of my closest friends' backyard to 13 KSF house has a tennis court rich. We went to college together and have been incredibly close friends for 20 years. His kids call me their uncle. I was in his wedding party, I spoke at their wedding, I can go on. It's important to note we were also broke together. As broke as 2 kids at a private university not taking out loans could be. Mom and dad paid the tuition. Beer money was on us. Here is the issue. He took up golf. I've played for years and will play at the local courses, and spend up on bucket list trips, Pebble Beach, Streamsong, Ireland. He joined a nice country club. Whenever I text him to play golf, he always says, meet at my club. After 5 or 6 times, I told him that between guest fees, $200, and caddies, $120, it's a little pricey, and to let me find a nice course to play that doesn't hit me so hard. We try to play 2x a week, so you can see how that adds up. For reference, I would end up at a course that's about $70. His issue is he can't always make a tee time. His club is first come first serve, which works given his profession, he just can't always make it to tee times. So it's basically his club or bust. He also laughed at me and said, don't be weird. I always offered. He just picks up the tab. Every time. Never complains. I gave up offering to pay because it felt like Groundhog Day. He asks me for little favors, I think to make me feel good, like hey, on your way to the house can you pick up takeout? Or grab the kids from practice, etc. Now though, whenever I text him to play golf, it's become a given, his club, his treat. I found out from his wife he was going club shopping, so I got him a gift card for a putter. A Scotty Cameron is $500, so it did cost me a real number by my standards. The math isn't even close to fair. I feel like I am inviting myself to his club, his treat, when all I want is to kick it with my buddy. I would play the $12 muni with him. Is this sense of entitlement in my head? How do I make sure he never ever gets that impression? If y'all were him, would you wonder why I stopped offering to pay? It's literally because this has gotten us nowhere, and having the same convo over and over is annoying. I am a neurotic mess in general. Is this something to add to it? Tia. He's put friendship and fun ahead of money. You're not entitled, you're lucky to have someone that values your company. This. You are being appreciative. If he doesn't bring it up, don't feel bad. He's probably just a good friend who realizes he has advantages you don't and is willing to share. Feel blessed for having a good buddy who values his time with you. I think if it bothered him in the slightest, he would let you know. You say that, but lots of people don't speak their mind. Personally, if it was me, I'd shoot straight and talk to him about it. Get it off your chest. Tell him how it's making you feel, but that you can't afford 2x week fee. What can you do for him to even the score? Or if he even cares. Something like, bro, I love you. Spending time together is always awesome. I hate feeling like you gotta pay for me every time we chill. Help me figure out how to make me not feel like that guy? You're probably worried about nothing. The money may not mean as much to him as it does to you. It may be that he just enjoys spending time with you too, but appreciates that you are willing to come to his club since he can't make promises on exact times for other places. These small things you do for him probably mean more to him than you realize too, especially picking up the kids, or he'd have to find someone else to do it, and that can sometimes take time. Sounds like he wants to play golf with you too. He wants to do it at his club. He's much better off than you. So he pays. I don't think he minds. So do I just keep not offering and ignore it? Is this a mountain in my mind and barely an anthill in his? I don't want to be that guy with anyone. But if he ever thought that it would hit different, I would suggest this conversation after an enjoyable round of golf and a beer. Hey Bob, I'd like to mention something that's been on my mind. I want you to know how grateful that I am that I'm able to play some golf and spend time with you. I sincerely appreciate your generosity. I have wealthy friends. They always pay when we go out. I can't afford to dine where they dine, and they love dining W friends. We've talked about it because it felt weird. After talking, we feel fine W than paying. But when we go over to their house for dinner, I will usually bring dinner, dessert, or whatever. We do what we can, but we can't compete, and they truly don't care. Just a different perspective. Stop making it about you. His club works for him and he can afford it. Other clubs don't work for him because he can't make set tee times. Your good friend is happy to play with you and doesn't mind paying for it. You repay him with small favors. That's what friendship is about. Something to consider. Oftentimes, club membership comes with monthly minimums that members have to pay whether they use it or not. You're helping him use his membership and reach those minimums, so he's not losing money by not using it. I successfully shamed a mom and kid with loud phones to turn them down. Actually, it wasn't all that dramatic. I'm in a waiting room and this kid and mom sit down across from me. The kid is playing some kind of game and the music is pretty loud. No harm there, but it's drowning out my thoughts. I politely ask the mom, "Hi, could he please turn that down a little?" She smirks at me and says, "Haha, no." I laughed back. Ab said, "He needs it that loud?" She just rolls her eyes. The kid turns it down anyways, and I thank him with a smile. The mom rolls her eyes at me, but I smile at her too. She gets on her phone and the volume is up, for a few seconds. Now, we're all scrolling quietly. Some sound in public is totally reasonable, but FFS it shouldn't drown out the whole room. I can't believe she said no like I was being unreasonable. It's always fun when the child is more considerate than the parent. I remember apologizing for my mom's behavior towards service workers way too much in my early teens. Same here. My mom is a Karen when trying on clothes. It's humiliating, and if I try to correct her behavior, she turns on me. I'm annoyingly sweet to retail and staff, lol. I always wonder why it is considered such an imposition to ask folks commuting in public to use headphones or earbuds instead of blasting everyone else with their music, video, or game of choice. I mean, does it just not occur to them to be considerate? That is absolutely why. Entitled people do not think about other people, have no idea what consideration is, and never believe they are in the wrong. But heaven help us if they have a problem with something we are doing, they will make sure you, and anyone in earshot will know what a horrible person you are. Neither common courtesy nor common sense are common anymore. I will say that it was easier 5 years ago when phones still had 3.5mm jacks for earbuds. Same as people watching movies/videos on planes or public transportation without headphones. What the heck is wrong with these people? You just don't do that. I always want to jump up and hug the flight attendants when they announce that in consideration of others, you must wear headphones if playing a game or watching a movie. When I am in this situation, I lean over and ask them kindly, "Hey, did you know that your earphones aren't working?" Even if they don't have earphones, this seems to work. Who wants to be the guy that can't afford earphones or is too inconsiderate to use them? If you play loud volume out of a phone or device in a public waiting room, you deserve to be drawn and quartered. That's why I have earbuds. I can't stand when people have a conversation on their phone on speaker, or listen to a movie on speaker. We all are in the space together. I can guarantee that I can find something you won't want to listen to and play it on speaker if I wanted to. And since I carry earbuds with me, just dangle them like I could be using these if you were courteous. The dangle is a great move. It's discreet and unmistakable. Also, don't make me introduce everyone in this room to the teachers of peaches. I'm hard of hearing and I generally have my phone turned up as loud as it will go. I have forgotten, on occasion, to mute it when in public. My roommate immediately turns it off and I apologize to the folks around me. The reception area in my office has several signs posted that say no cell phone use. There is a comfortable lobby just outside where people can easily take calls. No one ever does. The poor receptionist is so frustrated. I was in my eye doctor's waiting room, and some precious old biddy was talking on her phone loudly while also on speakerphone. I say precious because that crone was salty. Ha ha. She was talking shit about the board members of her HOA, and it was comedy gold. Generally, though, turn your shit down, and do not talk loudly or use speakerphone in public. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.